Greetings, family, and welcome to another episode of Wake Up Africa. My name is Dr. Mumbi Saraki. How you doing? How's everything going? I really do pray, family, that you are well in all your ways and that you are alert in this season, because there are a lot of moving parts, and a lot of what has been prophesied and what is talking about in the great season of revelation is happening right now amongst us, but it may not be happening in the way that we're expecting it. It doesn't have the face that we thought it would have. But the awakening is happening in earnest, family, and things are changing extremely rapidly. And this is the season where we have to be moving spiritually. But you know what? I'll do a whole separate show on that on my Dr. Mumbi spiritual shows. So make sure you're subscribed to both channels. And special shout out to everyone that supports us on Patreon. And a big thank you to everyone who sends us gratitude donations through PayPal. We appreciate, love you so much. And may, your finances and your wealth be multiplied tenfold. So I wanted to talk a bit about the craziness that's been going on. We honor the ancestors in the wind as always, family. I wanted to talk about what's been going on in South Africa, where Trump recently threatened to cut off aid to South Africa because terrible things were happening to certain people and land was being compensated and land was being taken. And a lot of people sat back, even white South Africans were like, well, you know what I mean, were sitting back like, what is he talking about? And this is now showing how the EL0N effect on his foreign policy, because, for a long time, EL0N's narrative on South Africa has been that Ramaphosa's government is genociding his people and all these terrible things are happening to Mzungus and they're grabbing the land back, and he's tweeted about it a lot. But things on the ground are very different, and he left South Africa a long time ago, family. He was there until he was born in Pretoria and left when he was 18. And I think it's not even about him, but this is like the whispers from probably his mother and his father, who are South Africans and who are part of that older apartheid, riche, lords and ladies kind of vibe. And if you know, you know. You should just check out, if you want to see what I'm saying, just check out short clips of his mother and father giving interviews, mainly his mother. And you can see now how that is affecting, is starting to affect policy. And Ramaphosa actually responded and he said, it's not an expropriation. We're not taking land forcefully. What has happened is that South Africa, since 2010, has had a system of willing buyer, willing seller in a policy direction of transferring land from the Mzungus to the native Africans. And basically what has happened is that in those last 14 years or something, nothing has been going on. It's been moving at an extremely slow pace. People aren't willing to give up their land. And so this is in response to that, where now the process can be accelerated. They can also take land for public good and stuff like that. But for me, from a spiritual perspective, family, remember I told you that they're trying to get through the gates of the motherland. One of the gates is in Kenya, one of the gates is in South Africa, and the third gate is in Ghana. And those are the ones, and especially I'm talking more about the Mzungu former colonialists and former brotherhood that actually created these nations, because the Masons came first. The religious folk came first. And then they brought in their countries and their armies to secure what they had taken or wanted to take and to facilitate the taking. So those individuals who came first are still the ones who are keeping the neo-colonial system going. And I don't know if you remember me doing a show about Kenya, and I was talking about how the independence struggle may have actually been about the Mzungu Kenyans, the Mzungus living in Kenya, wanting to part ways with the Mzungu, with the British Empire, because they were demanding so much in taxes and all these things. And it may never have had anything to do with, because we're still in the same, we're in a worse situation than our ancestors were on Independence Day 60 years ago. We've actually gone from bad to worse and gotten even more enslaved. And my grandma always used to tell me, the Mzungu went through the front door and turned around and came back through the side door with money and briefcases in hand and saying, you know, money is the new system now. So the people of those three nations, and I think I'll create a playlist. What we're seeing with Trump and everything with South Africa family, for me, I take it like they're really trying to get through that spiritual door. But those are stories for other days. Special shout out to everyone that supports us on Patreon and sends us gratitude donations through PayPal. Definitely consider supporting the show, family. And if you'd like to advertise with us, we get over 1 million views of a very dynamic global audience that would highly benefit your product or service. Definitely get in touch. mumbi.saraki@gmail.com. Tuko pamoja.